Peace to everybody. This is about a teen with cerebral palsy. Says he was denied job interview. We don't hire people with disabilities. And as you can see here in the video, that this young man is in a wheelchair with cerebral palsy, and the manager had denied him of a job interview. And this happened in Chesterfield County, Virginia. A 19-year-old Virginia man with cerebral palsy claims a store manager denied him a job interview because of his disabilities. Well, the manager had no right to do that. That's discrimination against interviewing somebody with disabilities. It doesn't matter. People like him, like the manager, should never, ever deny anybody of a job interview. And this young man is 19 years old, so I don't know who gave the manager permission to tell him that he is denied of a job interview. Since childhood, Chad Lowry has fought to prevent cerebral palsy from taking his independence. So the young man's name is Chad Lowry. He's been fighting it for his independence, and as long as he keeps fighting for it, nothing's gonna stop him. I want to be independent as I possibly can. The Clover High School graduate explained, I want people to know just because I have a disability doesn't mean I can't work. And he is right. He wants to be independent as possibly as he can, and he's a high school graduate. Congratulations to him, by the way. And he wants people to know that he could do things for himself. And just because he has a disability doesn't mean he can't work, because he can work. And this manager is saying, no, we don't hire people with disabilities. Well, you know what? I think the manager should be fired for it. Cerebral palsy affects a person's ability to walk and talk because the brain causes the muscles to involuntary move. So yeah, it does happen, and with the muscles in your brain. But Lowry believes he was discriminated against when he went to a job interview on Monday afternoon at the Tuesday Morning store in Hancock Village. So this young man went to the job interview at Tuesday Morning store in Hancock Village, and he wanted the job, but the manager's saying no. It was a scheduled interview for an associate position. So that at least he's doing something. He wanted the associate position. I introduced myself and I told the manager I'm here for the interview. Lori recalled. She said, oh no, we don't hire people with disabilities. So the manager is a woman and she's discriminating against him all the way around. She's saying, oh no, we don't hire people with disabilities. Well, the lady should be fired, okay? Because you do not discriminate people with disabilities. Just because they have it doesn't mean they can't work, because they can work. They have a right to work. You cannot turn a person away and say, oh no, we don't hire people with disabilities. This manager, who is a woman, she needs to be slapped in the face, put in jail, sued, and everything in between. Lowery had confirmed the interview with the unnamed manager by text message just hours prior. I asked her, is there any possible positions I can work? And she said no, and she walked away from me, he stated. So he asked the woman if there's any positions that he can work. She said no, and walked away from him. What kind of manager is this woman? I mean, we don't know. Is she a hateful manager? Is she keeps refusing him interviews, even though he is trying so hard to get this interview, and that he wants to work so he can be independent of himself? Excuse my coughing. I'm sick, so I am sorry. Lowry's mother, Gail, who dropped him off for the interview, said her son was in the discount home detector store for less than 5 minutes. So the mother of the young man dropped him off for the interview, and where her son was in a discount home detector store for less than 5 minutes. This was the first time Chad's parents hadn't attended a job interview with their son. So the parents, they didn't want to attend the job with him because he wanted to do it by himself, and that's what independence is all about, doing things for yourself. It doesn't hurt to ask for help once in a while, but this 19-year-old, he's like, no, I want to do this by myself. I want to get this job interview by myself. I've been on 2 job interviews with Chad. Despite whether he will be able to do the job or not, everybody will take the time to go through their list, interview him, and give him the courtesy of talking to him, Chad's father, Chris, said. So it does take time to go through a list of jobs that you want to go through and see which one fits you better. And Chad's father, Chris, is saying that despite whether he'd be able to do the job or not, I didn't get a chance to introduce myself at all, Chad said. She didn't even get to know me. So the manager, she didn't even get a chance to meet Chad because she just walked away from him. Said, no, we're not going to hire people with disabilities. So this manager, who is a woman, she's very discriminating against people, and I think whoever her boss is should fire her immediately. And as you can see here, here's a statement about the corporate, which was provided by the corporate spokesperson. As you can see here, the manager who had texted Lowry prior to the interview didn't respond to a request for comments. So the manager didn't even respond to a comment when it was requested. Chad tweeted out his experience, which has received hundreds of likes and retweets. So here's his tweet on Twitter that he's real upset about what the manager had done, who is a woman, and she discriminated against him because of his disabilities. People can overcome anything. It doesn't matter what you have. It don't matter if you got cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, anything. You can overcome anything. To hell with what these people say. Don't give the haters any energy at all. Prove them wrong. I wanted everyone to know that discrimination still happens today and it needs to stop, he explained. All Chad wanted was a second chance. He said if they offered me a job, then I would accept it. I would like to prove them wrong. And yes, if he was offered a job right now, yes, I'm going to take it. So he could prove everybody wrong, even that manager who should be fired for what she did to him by discriminating against him. And she has no right working for that company whatsoever. She's not the type of person to be fitted there. What she needs to do is find another job, or whoever her boss is need to yell at her and fire her at the same time, because this has gone on long enough. And of course, discrimination still happens today, no matter where you are or who you're working for. And I know they play favoritism, so it's no optional there. Leave your comments below. I am out.